Welcome to the Torah channel. This week's Torah portion, Dvar Torah, is dedicated to Nishmas, my uncle Avram Yitzchak Yaakov Zev, Alvin Lu. So we start off with Chumash Dvorim, with Parshas Dvorim. Moshe Rabbeinu gives his farewell speech, where of course he gives rebuke to Klal Yisrael. Also, there's many mitzvahs that are mentioned throughout the whole Sefer. What I want to focus on, and this really connects a little bit with Veschanan, because in Veschanan he prays a lot to Hashem so that he can enter Eretz Yisrael, and of course he's refused. So I just want to understand, and again, this really is just a vort in Moshe Rabbeinu in general, and I'm just thinking about it as I was in Mavasedra this week, even though Veschanan is really what Moshe Rabbeinu davens, but that thought came into my head. We look at Moshe Rabbeinu as this, many of us look at him as this monolithic individual, perfect, never had any problems, and that's really far from the truth. The Torah tells us otherwise. He's a kfat peh. He had speech issues. He didn't want to take the job. He hit the rock instead of speaking to the rock. He had a lot of challenges. So as human beings, trying to understand Moshe Rabbeinu as much as we can, although he was a superhuman individual, how did he deal with the disappointment of not being allowed to go into Eretz Yisrael? Just think about it. For 40 years, he carried the burden of being the leader of Klal Yisrael. And as the Torah tells us, they're Ankshei Oiref, they're stiff-necked people. So how does he die in peace? Because ultimately Moshe Rabbeinu dies 36 days after this speech. And how could he go to his resting place knowing that he's not going to Eretz Yisrael? How did he handle that emotional burden? So I want to go back to what I said, the small aleph in Vayikra. What's the connection between the small aleph and Vayikra and the previous parsha where we were told that the Anam came down and Moshe Rabbeinu was not able to enter? No one was able to enter. Nobody, a non-Kohen, was able to enter. So I mentioned then that Moshe Rabbeinu's humility was in that it was important and significant because Moshe Rabbeinu had zero expectations. Although he was metapel, he was busy with the building of the Mishkan, put it up, took it down many times, he had zero expectations. And why? Because Hashem owes me nothing, no one owes me anything. That was pshat in his anivus. That's why he was an anav. That's why he was a humble person, because he didn't expect anything. So Mamela, now at the end of his life, although he davened hard and he cried, he begged, he pleaded, Hashem said no. That's it. It's no. No is no. And his expectations were zero. Although he wanted to go into Israel, he would hope that he'd be allowed to get into Israel. But because he lived his life as an anav, never expecting anything from anyone, he was able to be soivel and, of course, die in peace. It's a big lesson to us, especially during the 9 days now. When we focus on all the tragedies, we have to understand that the bottom line is, if we want to live a happy life, have zero expectations that anything that Hashem gives us is a matana, and we should be thankful for it. We shouldn't take for granted anything that we have, whether it's our families, our health, our parnasa. And unfortunately, Klal Yisrael took advantage of the Beis Hamikdash, and they felt that, we have a free pass, we could do all the averos we want, we got the Mizbeach, the Machaper, and that was the furthest from the truth. And now that we don't have the Beis Hamikdash for practically 2,000 years, more than 2,000 years, we see what a loss we had. And Mr. Shem, if we focus on doing tshuva, and we focus on the fact that no one owes us anything, and we work on our midah of anava, of humility, we'll be able to bring the Bias Gel Tzedek B'Meher B'Meinu Amen, have a meaningful and easy fast. Signing out.